Luca Nation, welcome back to another episode of Luca's Tigers and LeBron's. Oh my. I got to tell you, I have a few topics, but my all-time favorite was the topic that somebody sent to Cage, and it was the gift, the card. It was not only was it super, super thoughtful, and if you guys haven't seen it, go to Luca Nation Cage Lawyer, and you will. It's this prism card, custom-made prism card that one of our audience made us with our Tiger NFT in the back, LeBron, Curry, just kidding.
Look at you,
LeBron
Curry.
Tiger, and Luca.
Curry.
Such a beautiful card. Cage, tell us about that. Did you know it was coming? Did you just open a package?
No, I don't even have it yet. I don't even have it in hand. Somebody sent me a message and said, "Hey, made this for you," and I'm gonna send it. Here's the tracking. Give me an address and blah blah blah. So I sent an address to him, and he's like, "Here's what I made you guys." And there it is, a whole deal. So it's tracking. I got the tracking. I got the post, the whole 9 yards. Really cool, right? Just a really, really cool looking card. Not something we asked for. I will tell you, as soon as I saw it, I asked for more. That's just kind of how I roll, because no good deed goes unpunished, man. Somebody does something nice like that for you, and the first thing you do is say, "What about? I want more." This is the way life works, man. Somebody does you a favor, and you're like, "Where? I need more favors." But turns out the individual, has a job, and is not sitting at home waiting for me to say,
I think you were
"Make me
asking
20 more today."
I think you were asking for more for the community, because I think a lot of Tiger holders, a lot of our listeners, a lot of our community members would want one of those.
Well, one of the tigers we have on our Lucas Tigers is a gift tiger holding a little gift box, and right now only one of them has been minted. And I thought to myself that would be a really cool gift to give out for the gift tigers. So I'm not leaving this dude alone, so I'll stay on him. Do you have his screen name? Do you see
Soccer Andrew 7, SOCR Andrew 7. That was my screen name back in, do you remember AIM? Like AOL Instant Messenger, where you
that's your screen name. It's your AIM name. I'm talking about what's the guy's name? It was I don't want to say it wrong.
What's the name of the account?
Yeah, Adam's name, BB.
Breaks and cards or something like that, right?
There's beats and breaks. That's what I said. I don't want to get it wrong.
That's right.
I want to get it wrong. I mean, guys, I'm sorry. It's on my phone, and that's how I record. So, I would pull up my page. If you take a look at my video, I did kind
of .breaks. It's super
beats
cool.
And breaks. So I was right. Yeah, beats and breaks. There you go. There's the card. Look, this is a cool thing, right, guys? Not because of anything other than this is the hobby, guys. This is the hobby. That's the hobby in a nutshell, right? Got a great message from this dude, basically saying he was turned on to us by double coverage. Who, guys, if you don't listen to it, take a listen. It's really fun to listen. I'm on a tangent here because that's what I do. It's fun to listen to sports that are relevant across the world. It's sports that are relevant from a global perspective and how they approach sports and sports cards in the hobby too. It's a little different, and it's fun, right? It's like, not everybody approaches this stuff the same way. And I got to tell you, because of the international flavor that's there, those guys were on F1. They were on the F1 early, they were on soccer early. They were the ones, I think, the first ones to ever publicly talk about the grid F1 set with the Schumacher rookie. And I mean, listen, so that's my tangent. But the message was that those guys turned this, this individual, this artist, I'm going to call him, onto our show, and avid listener, and just wanted to say thanks for all the content and that kind of stuff. And I mean, that's amazing. It really is just an amazing thing. And it couldn't have come at a better time after, dropping a video talking about how, it's better with the community, right? Because this isn't a car. I mean, look, I'm never going to sell it. I'm literally never going to sell it. Like, I showed it to Ian, and he's like, "We have to keep that forever." And I'm like, all right, well, we'll keep it forever. It's not about the dollar value. It's about the message behind it. And I got to tell you, that came in. I showed it to everybody I could. I showed it to my wife. She's like, "That's amazing." I showed it to everybody.
It's well made, right?
And it makes you want to wake up and deliver, doesn't it? It makes you want to come. Like, we bring it every day, but you get something like that, and you're like, "All right, let's go." Like, who is going to be listening to us for the first time today? Who is going to be listening to us today and say, you know what, this is a great community. I have gotten some out of this. I did get to hang out with Reckless at the National and his whole family. You know, I did meet this person. I did get this introduction. I have met, you know, friends, hobby friends through this community. And you know what I'm going to do after I finish listening? I'm going to turn somebody else onto it. Like maybe somebody out there has listened for a while. Expand it. Bring somebody else into it, because it's great. We're going to give you plays that are making money. I got a money making play today, guys. I got a typical cage. You're not getting this anywhere else. Money maker, like low risk, high potential reward, flip type, like back to your roots play today. But that's not even what it's about. What it's about is, you know what? You might have a bad day. You might have a bad day at work. You might have a bad day, whatever the hell's going on. But if you could turn to Discord, turn to your IG groups. And if you want to get in one, we're still doing those. You want to get in our Discord, message us. But you got your crew there. You got a bunch of friends you could talk to. You know, people we talk. I got to get back on the weight loss thing. Forget about it. I'm a fat bastard right now. But anything.
Be nice to yourself.
It's support.
Be nice to yourself. You know, the Fit Fam, you know how it is. You ebb and flow. As with anything, man, you know, discipline is and willpower is tough. So be kind to yourself. What else?
Man, I had kale salads for lunch the last 3 days. So I just couldn't. Fourth day, I'm eating fried chicken. So that's it. Sorry. No kale. No kale today. Fried chicken.
Well, you're very like all or nothing, right? Like,
I am.
It's not like, hey, I'll get a kale salad with fried chicken on top.
No.
So
I got more kale. I got kale at home. I'll have kale salad again tomorrow. I might run into
like your equivalent. Or does it feel like torture when you eat it?
Yes, it's horrible. It's like you. You might as well just hook my testicles up to a car battery and just turn it on, like one of those kind of things. That's what eating kale's like for me, 100%. Yes.
So first off, Veterans Day. Got to give a shout out to all of our veterans. A lot of you guys might not know this. Some of you do. If you go on Lamim's Instagram, you'll see this. But Lamim is someone who's in the U.S. military. I don't know if it's Marine Corps, Navy, Army, so I don't want to kind of butcher it. But shout out to all our veterans. Shout out to all the people who've served this country, helped protect it, helped give us freedom and protect that freedom. It's your day. We appreciate you. We wouldn't be able to do anything that we do without our military or without our veterans. So thank you all. We got a few topics. I have a play too. It's not a huge moneymaker. It really isn't going to be. I'll be right off the bat, but I think it's a cool play. It's a quarterback who's a legend in the game. We've talked about him before. And I still think he's underpriced, so we'll talk about that.
Yes, I love Jameis Winston.
Cam Newton going back to Carolina.
Yeah, let's do it.
My hatred for college basketball. I know Manny, who's on our content team, who's an awesome guy. He's not going to love me saying that, but there's too many sports. I don't love
college sports. I don't love college. I mean, I like college basketball when it's the tournament time. I like college football, you know, the playoffs towards the end. Bowls are a lot of fun. But like during the year, and I think I told you this. I think it's because I went to a school that just didn't have a big college sports culture. So it didn't matter. It's just not something that played a role in my Saturdays.
Which is funny because I met someone here from Alabama and they hate NFL, right? They said this to me. They're like, NFL has become too politicized. We love Nick Saban. It's Nick Saban country there. We even talk to each other. We just say roll tide randomly. Like they would just walk around instead of saying thank you, they'll say roll tide.
Listen, that only lasts so long. You know, for a while you would say go Tigers. And Coach Orgeron, he's gone now, I think. I think they got rid of that coach already.
How could they do that?
I think they lost Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, and they weren't so good. And I think he signed a big contract, and I'm pretty sure he's done. Take a look. Look it up.
Wow, he was the head coach of LSU. So, wow, that's incredible. Go like that.
Well, done, right? You could be on the top, and then you could be Urban Meyer with, like, horrible pictures. And then you could beat the Bills and be back on top. Everybody loves to come back Martha Stewart style.
Do you think sports are rigged?
Oh, what a loaded question. It is a loaded question. Who? I am a conspiracy theorist. I don't think they're rigged, but I also think it makes me an idiot to think they're not rigged.
Let me rephrase.
Does that make any sense?
If WWE is 95% scripted, what percent scripted is the NFL?
I think WWE is 105% scripted.
That's impossible. You know you can't be more than 100%.
I don't know, man. I feel like you could have more than 100% something every time I step on a scale. But anyway, so here's the thing, right? I don't think that NFL is scripted beyond, the offense will script the first 15 plays that they're going to run or something like that. I don't think it's scripted. I think the conspiracy theorists who think that there might be the fixes in on something like the NFL, that maybe the refs can have an impact on the game by calling penalties at specific times that can impact the game in a certain way that can, keep the outcome, keep the scoring. How many times do you see a huge play broken and there's a flag for holding that brings it back, momentum swing in a game where there's a penalty or something like that. I think that type of stuff I would buy more into than that there is a large enough conspiracy where the thousands of people who were involved in the NFL, from calling the plays to running the plays, every team's got, rosters of 40 something, 50 guys, special teams, you name it, 30 teams, all those guys. It literally is thousands of people who play and coach who would have to be in on the scripting. So I don't think you have that kind of stuff.
Next question, because today I came prepared more with questions than takes. And all you guys out there, I just want to let you know, I'm doing the best I can. This is kind of a crazy week administratively.
Nice.
Cage said, Andrew, when this is a $10 million business and we get $70 million, I don't know where you came up with that number.
75.
Series B funding, you can hire a virtual assistant.
75 crowdfunding.
Gotcha.
From KD and the rest of the crew that basically funds everything else in the hobby, it seems. It's like the same 12 names fund everything. It's like, KD, you can't go to Belmont in a 10-horse race and bet on every single horse in the race. It's cheating, right? How can Kevin Durant literally be funding every single business in the hobby that gets funding?
He's playing really well right now. I got to give him. He's my front runner for MVP. Actually, I take that back. Curry is. But, guys, I'll get through. So we have the rewards. Everybody who owned 2 Tigers is getting $95. It's taken some time for PayPal to clear that e-check. Please be patient. By
the way, isn't that a good indication about the future? Once gas and all that stuff gets worked out, that PayPal doesn't allow us to just send the stuff out. You can only send out a certain number of them. I mean, that kind of like, once the rest of the stuff gets figured out, gas fees and all the other mumbo jumbo.
The money come out of our bank account on Monday.
Yeah, the money's we don't have the money anymore.
So I don't know why I can't just send it. But anyway, like it's not a big deal. You guys will get it by the weekend. It's just a little bit of an administrative week, and you see we don't even have a guest this week. There's just a lot going on, and we have an amazing team behind us. They help us with a ton of stuff. Alex, he's running our social media. Luca Tiger Braun, Manny's creating clips and content. We got a whole awesome team. But at the end of the day, I do a lot of this stuff. So I apologize if I'm a little late on DMs, sending all that stuff out. It will get done. I promise you. Another topic, Cage.
Shoot.
Sacramento, Minnesota, Oklahoma City. How do you become cardboard relevant in those places, right? Because they're
traded.
Very good.
Gotta get
Anthony
traded.
Edwards, one sec. Anthony Edwards put up 48 points last night.
Woo!
SGA literally banged 35-footer from the logo versus the Lakers. None of these cards are budging, right? And then you have guys that are in big markets that probably are playing worse. It seems like their cards are always in demand. Talk to me about that. Is it just getting traded? Do you have to build a brand as big as Giannis to turn around Milwaukee and become cardboard relevant?
What do you think Giannis's cards would be worth if he was in LA or New York? So even Giannis building up the brand and doing what he's doing, his cards are still depressed, I would say, because of where he is. And that's just part of the game, right? A lot of people would say that was the problem with Mike Trout. Nobody saw how great he was when he was playing because he was on the West Coast and people weren't watching the games. It's late, and all that other fun stuff, right? So, yeah, it's huge. It is a huge, huge thing, right? And it's a great topic, man. Do you see a correlation with that and, just who will remain relevant over time as opposed to, who's relevant right now? So, I mean, I'll give you, Gary Vee always talks about, the top 50 players of all time, right? And says, all right, well, these guys who are playing now, you're investing in. Michael Porter Jr., who's people got a ton of money in, or Tyler Hero, Devontae Graham, people are investing in them. What's the potential upside for them that they turn into a Ray Allen or a Chris Bosh, one of these top 50, 75 players of all time? And even those guys, no one cares about, Nobody's investing in most of those guys. So is that sort of like a comparison for relevancy? Like, almost an out of sight, out of mind, right? De'Aaron Fox is real fast. I tell people I like Tyrese Halliburton, but I could be wrong about Tyrese Halliburton because you don't really hear much about him because he plays in Sacramento. Now, you asked, what can somebody do? And I said, tongue-in-cheek, be traded. I think Halliburton is a really good test case because there's ways to tap into fan bases. And if you notice, Halliburton's cards, they're not close to Edwards or LaMelo or those guys, but his digital stuff on Top Shot he was a close, he was a third,
Yep.
like he was a clear-cut third. And it's because I think he resonates with that crypto folks. He's on Top Shot. He just wore a Bored Ape on his shoes during a game. You know what I mean? I think it's his Bored Ape, right? So I guess there's stuff like that a player can do to, impact the where they are in social awareness. And
Does that show you that there's two different audiences too? Like the people that are on Top Shot and in digital are completely different from the sports fans and the traditional card collectors?
Yeah. And I mean, like and it sometimes doesn't work out helpful for you because I took a traditional card view in and started buying a whole bunch of Trey when Trey was 10% of Luka. And even when Trey's cards became, a third of Luka or 40% of Luka's, it didn't matter. His digital stuff never really caught up to anywhere near the percentage that they were on tangible. So yeah, I think
really
it does matter. It is an impact.
Did you open any packs today?
Of the Marvel packs?
Yeah. No. Did you buy Marvel?
I did. I bought Marvel. Yep.
Anything good?
I bought 200 packs. You're laughing, but I'm being dead serious.
You're the Panini Direct whale.
I'm on Panini's
Top five.
Discord, and I go into one of the groups and I said, "Hey guys, you got packs?" And they're like, "Yeah, how many you get, Cage?" I'm like, "I got 200." They go, "Cage, you are really just Panini coming in here to mess with us." And I'm like, "No, it's really me." Like this one, I believe in this one. The Marvel ones, there's only 19 in the set, and there's 500 per. So there's only a little less than 10,000 of these packs, So they sold out.
You own 2% of them.
They didn't sell out in. They didn't sell out in 5 minutes like they usually did. They sold out in 12 minutes, which is vote of confidence, but not a. It's not as much as it was last year. I mean, but still, 12-minute sellout is nothing to sneeze at. To sell 10,000 packs. That means obviously a lot of people doing it. I'm sure there's not that many buying 200 like I did. On the collation, the challenge is already up. Luka is the challenge, guys. So you want to get in there and get a cool Luka challenge. Luka, I believe, was the challenge last year also, which makes it pretty cool. I think only like 300 and something people finished that challenge last year, making the Luka a little rarer. Yeah, I mean, I believe that I've opened 50 packs already, and I'm only missing 2 for the set. I'm missing Harden and Garnett. And I got 1 LeBron, not multiple LeBrons. I got 5 Edwards.
That's good.
5 Giannis.
Nice.
3 Stephs.
Nice.
3 LaMelos. I got
Let's
Steph.
go.
My best cereal is Steph cereal number 4 out of 500.
I like that.
No, not 30, not 1, but 4. I want 4.
You take
Single
what they
digit.
give you. You take what they give you. So,
Exactly.
for you guys, a little bit of a bright spot. So, we're going to be going live tomorrow on YouTube at 5 p.m. Eastern. So, you'll probably listen to this Friday morning. It's going to be Friday at 5 p.m. So, same day for you guys listening tomorrow morning, for you guys listening Thursday night, Friday at 5 p.m. You're going to get access to Dibs Frack Packs. So, what's inside there? It's very similar to Panini Direct, but instead of digital cards, you're actually getting a share in a real card. Tom Brady, Giannis, Jokic, Curry, who knows what's in there. But most of the cards they have in there are modern stars or superstars. And we're going to go live. We're going to open some packs. We're going to have fun. We're going to do giveaways. Inside the packs, there's $40 to $100 worth of value, and we're going to be giving it away. A lot of you guys are in our Discord or our everyday listeners. We'd love for you guys to join us. A lot of you guys know that the money that Dibs put up for our partnership, we put that right back into our community. So all of you guys remember how I mentioned the $95 reward? That's all really from the partnership and our hard work and their support of what we're doing. So if you guys could show up tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern, it'll be a lot of fun. Just be in attendance, banter, leave some comments, have some questions, enjoy. We're going to be doing giveaways. And honestly, you could take the contents of that pack that we give away, sell it, and buy into. They had a Lamar Kaboom IPO today, literally Thursday.
Yep, I was just going to say that.
They had a Giannis Silver Select PSA 10 IPO. There's some really good stuff there. So you don't have to hold the stuff in the packs. You could sell it right away and put the money into what you want.
But people who got packs the last time we did this, people who got packs from our crew, people who got packs from Luca Nation, they were getting good stuff in there. Brady stuff, Steph stuff, Mike Trout rookie pieces. I mean, that was pretty sweet. Pretty sweet.
You said you had an incredible play. I have one conspiracy theory. I'll put it out there. You guys.
Ooh, let's hear it.
True or false?
I like conspiracy theories, man.
Adam Lefko was the one who injured Michael Porter Jr. And if you guys need further proof of this conspiracy theory, please go to Adam Lefko's, not his Lefko cards, Adam Lefko on Instagram and see what I'm talking about. They basically knocked this guy out going for a dunk. 2 days later, back injury, back surgery. So very, very worried. I'd like to find out more. We've had Lefko on the show. Maybe he'll come back and talk to us about the events there and what happened. Did Michael Porter Jr. say something? Who knows?
I mean, he basically was throwing jumbo-sized beach balls at Michael Porter Jr. trying to make him dunk, and he couldn't dunk. Like, these were humongous, like, human-sized beach balls clobbering the dude on his way to the rim.
And we've all seen that Michael Porter Jr. can't even dunk without beach balls. So here we are adding more variables. Incredibly dangerous.
I like the part where Michael Porter Jr. was rapping at the end of it.
Not well, right?
He's that. Don't you know they call me Mr. Glass? No.
I would put Pac-Man and Jabba Best and those Rips guys. They would eat Michael Porter Jr.'s lunch and breakfast and probably a little bit dinner too in a rap battle.
All right. Well, I mean, you didn't hear the verse I used. It was perfect. Mr. Glass. That's what I call Michael Porter Jr.
Oh, I'm sorry.
There's a little Kanye.
Rewind. Go ahead.
No. You only get one. You only get one bar out of me, and that's all you're gonna get. Okay, guys. So here you go. This is gonna be a fun one for you because I'm gonna reward the folks who listen to us. No one's looking at this now, and it is a play on a lot of the stuff that we bring you. One, buying in the off season, but changing around when the off season starts. A lot of Andrews, lead a horse to the lemonade by the ocean, let it drink fruit punch, and whatever else you want to say about the saying, teach a man to fish, and all of a sudden he's drinking Hawaiian punch. Like all the stuff that Andrew says, right? The key here, we're going to try to show you how we come up with this stuff because the play is a great one, and somebody's going to make money on this play, but there are probably 10 other plays that I could have given you from the same research, right? And that's what I want you to start looking at, right? So right now, cards. A lot of people complaining. A lot of people talking about how cards are down in value. A lot of people talking about the dog days of basketball, and how the basketball cards are down below where they were to start the season off, and football cards. I saw somebody posted, maybe Slab Stock. Somebody posted even the top quarterbacks. It was a post with like. Josh Allen, Kyler Murray, and somebody else, and they showed what the prices were at the beginning of the season, what the prices are now, and they're all down. Even Kyler Murray, who's having an MVP season on an 8-1 team, down, right? So what do you do, right? What do you do if that's the case? You know what I do? People say you buy in the offseason. What's in the offseason? But legit just started the offseason, and no one is looking at it now. Baseball, right? Baseball. And I want to try to do a little fun strategy for you guys, right? And I'll tell you what my play is, and I'll tell you how I backed into my play and how I found like 10 others like this, right? So my play, there's a kid on the Tampa Bay Rays, a team that is going to be relevant for a very long time with great offense, who is a pitcher, right? So already, people you might have some pause. And if you don't like the pitcher, I'll show you how I reached this guy and how you can find 10 other guys like it who aren't pitchers, right? Kid's name is Shane Baz. Got called up this year. right? Not in update, right? He'll probably be in Top Series 1 when they finally release it, right? 3 starts as a major league pitcher, 22 years old, right? Only 3 starts this year, right? In those 3 starts, he did what a lot of rookies do when they face major league hitting for the first time. They give up home runs, and he gave up 3 of them. But those 3 home runs were all of the 3 earned runs that he gave up against the people that he faced in his 3 games. 6 hits, 3 earned runs, 3 walks, 3 runs by home run, 3 home runs. 13 and a third innings, only 3 earned runs, and struck out 18 batters. So again, only 13.1 innings, 18 batters. His opponents batted .226 against him, and his off-speed stuff looks good, right? So on his off-speed, he struck out like 41% of batters, and his slider and curveball, half the batters who struck out against him on his slider and curveball. What does this mean, right? What does it mean? It means you got a 22-year-old live arm striking out a batter and a half per inning. You'll fix the home runs. They'll keep the ball down. They'll fix the home runs. And the team, a team that's got Wander and Randy Arozarena and an offense that's not going anywhere, that team, you're going to need pitchers, right? They always seem to find a pitcher. And the team had so much faith in him that you know what they did, right? I mean, only 3 appearances, right? And look good, you name it. The Rays let him start Game 2 of the American League Division Series against the Red Sox. So the kid had three games, pitched 3 games. He looks like somebody who is a legit prospect, looks like somebody who belongs in the majors, and he's going to make the team coming out next year, I'm sure. And it explains why Fangraphs had him ranked as the 59th best prospect in their in-season update, and I'm sure he's higher now because he started. He's up in the league, so call him a prospect. Who knows? He struggled a bit in the playoffs, but a 22-year-old kid with 3 games, you got to expect that that he's not going to be the best pitching performance in the playoffs. But what's more important is what the Rays think of him to allow him to start that game after what he did. He's going to be one of those guys that's just a shock next year. People are going to be like, wow, who's this kid in Tampa Bay who's 6-1, 7-1, in the running for Rookie of the Year on a team that's putting up run support behind him, and he's throwing up numbers like this, striking people out and putting in runs. It's amazing to think this because I just told you how young he is, but his first Bowman card is in 2017. It's the one that has the first Bowman on it, and like many good pitchers back in the middle of the decade, he was chosen by. You'll see he's got the Pirates on in that card, right? So he's got a Pirates jersey on. Here's what I want you to do, guys.
Is this Chris Archer?
It's not Chris Archer. So no, I told
Remember
you
when he was supposed to be so good, Cage?
Yeah, and he was great with Tampa. Tampa knew that there was probably something not right, and that's why they extracted as much value out of it as they could.
And then they got him back, I believe.
Tampa they are not going anywhere. I don't care if they're in their division. They are an operation that does things the right way. But here's what's cool about this one, guys. It is 2017 Bowman Draft BD 44 is the card. You should look on ComC. You should look on, Star Stock. You should look all over the place for that particular first Bowman card. You want to go nuts and spend like legit money on this, you can by buying his first Bowman auto if you want. There's parallels of this. But what made this one fun for me and why I said this is a moneymaker, someone's going to listen to this and hear this fun one now. There are people on eBay with lots of this card. And I saw, let's see, the one that I looked at it's $55 for 40 of them.
Wow.
So somebody collected 40 of this. They opened boxes, you name it, and there's a lot of them. So you basically are looking at like $1 for this card. I think he's going to start the season out well. He'll become fantasy relevant. People are going to start drafting him, and the card goes for a couple of bucks. I'm not saying it's going to be 20. The card goes for a couple bucks, and you're buying it for $1. So that's why I say it's an easy turnaround. It's an easy flip. There are some other, like I said, cool ways of doing this. He's got autos that year. That's also his first Bowman auto. You want to buy a color They have color. You want to buy his chrome. He's got chrome. It's instead of BD, it's BDC 44. Also inexpensive, couple bucks. And that's the card that I settled on, just because I did watch him, and I watched him leading up to the playoffs because, I'm an American League East guy. I picked the American League East because they get a lot of people watching, even Tampa. That's the story. I think the guy's going to be relevant. It can be fantasy relevant. I think he'll become cardboard relevant. But now, here's how we found this. I've done this a couple times for you guys. But if you go to Google and type something like early 2022 fantasy breakout candidates, you will find hundreds of articles broken down by division, broken down by team, that will give you the stats that I just gave you for this guy. They'll give you one guy per team. They'll give you guys who were in the minors. They'll give you guys who came up last year. They'll give you guys who didn't come up last year. You name it. Not all of them are going to be, young rookies, right? Some of them are. I saw one that gave Kyle Higashioka in New York as fantasy relevant, right? Because he's the backup catcher now, but people are really sour on Gary Sanchez. So for fantasy, that guy will be great. For regular investment purposes, I'm not investing money in Kyle Higashioka, so be smart here. But when you got a fireball 20-something-year-old kid playing for Tampa who got a playoff start already, and he's striking out everybody he faces, that's a different story than Kyle Higashioka, who I think hit 189. So, that's what I did. If you don't like pitchers, go right ahead and, pull another article up that's just hitters. These are the exact kind of places that talked about the Randy Arozarenas and the Wander Francos before those guys came up. And it's just an easy thing, right? I mean, we've talked about the interplay between fantasy and cards and how there's a glut of fantasy research out there. Why let it go to waste? So there's my bring Andrew's horse to water and let it get a sip kind of moment.
So, guys, I have a storm coming, so I'm worried that you could even say it got dark in here.
Yeah.
I'm worried that the power could go out. So I'm just going to raise this question, and you tell me where you go. The Johnny Unitas 1957 card in a PSA 5 is about $800. That same card, Cage, you own the Micky Mantle PSA 5, right?
Yep, I do.
It's a $50,000 card.
Yep.
Maybe more. It's hard to know. Talk to me, because I think both are goats of the game. Both are right around the same time frame. Both tops cards, incredibly hard to gem. Talk to me. Why that discrepancy? Because to me, that looks like an opportunity to buy.
Well, I mean, I think it does, right? It does look like an opportunity. The Mantle is something that just, you don't really want to compare to anything. And Unitas was one of many.
You want everything to be compared to it, but you don't want to compare anything to. I understand that. It's a bellwether.
It really has become something more than a baseball card and more than a Mantle card, which is weird, right? It's kind of like the business card for the hobby.
Your ticket,
right?
Your ticket,
you know what I mean? Ticket. So while Unitas is great, what's funny is if you ask someone who collected cards, who collects in the 50s, who's the person whose card you want, they'll tell you Micky Mantle. If you ask somebody in the 50s, football collector, first of all, weren't that many. And second of all, Unitas might not be the guy. Bart Starr might be the guy. Jim Brown might be the guy. So there's obviously Unitas is one of the goats, if not the goat. But yeah, I mean, Unitas it's amazing. The card is out there.
Super Bowl champion.
I'm trying to look at the top on it.
3-time NFL champion, 3-time most valuable player, 5-team first team All-Pro, 10-time Pro Bowler, 4-time passing leader, NFL 175th, 100th anniversary all-time team. It's just interesting, guys. So like every single day, the plays are different and the thought process and reasoning is different. To me, today's play is that question, right? It's to, often the quality of life and the quality of our investments also are based on kind of these theories, hypotheses, and questions. And the question I have is, why is Johnny Unitas PSA 5, $800, $500, $700. Mickey Mantle is 50, 60,000. I'm curious
I think
what you guys think.
I think it's the story behind it. And let me tell you this, guys, just to put a bow on Unitas. And here I am talking about how he's great. He's just one of the greats. Andrew, one of the other exits he talks about is storytelling with these guys, right? There might be a Johnny Unitas movie. There might be, right? There might be one out there. I mean, he played in the 50s, right? So we're talking almost 65 years ago, right? But he's a guy they could write a story about. Do you know his deal? You know who drafted Johnny Unitas? Unitas was drafted in 1955, and we're talking about his rookies at 57, by the Pittsburgh Steelers, right? The Steelers drafted him, right? Which you'd figure, all right, so he'd be a great Steeler, right? So he was one of 4 quarterbacks that they had, and in their round robin of playing in 55, he was deemed by the Steelers to be the worst of the 4 quarterbacks that they had, and he went back to doing construction work. And he played semi-pro ball, which was a big thing back then. College feeder was there, but semi-pro ball. My dad actually played semi-pro ball. A couple of teams in New York. The New York Rams was a team. The Bronx Mariners were a team. And then they'd have tryouts. My father actually tried out for the Giants a couple times, right? So the story of him is that he played quarterback on weekends for local semi-pro teams and was making $6 a game. He was being paid $6 per game on the weekends, right? So one of his semi-pro teams was going to a tryout with the Colts, and one of his friends, like a player on the semi-pro team, took him along. Like he was the tag along, He was let me bring Johnny, you come try out also. And the rest is history. I mean, I think he won the MVP 4 times, including 57 when this card is. I mean, lots of fun.
Sort of the Vince Papale before Vince Papale kind of thing.
Yeah. I mean, Vince Papale was sort of like, open tryout. That's a Philly thing. That's a Rocky. Thing. That's a Philly. Give the common man a chance, like Rocky Balboa was given a chance. So, but anyway, it's a cool story on that, right? I mean, it's an amazing thing, right? And I don't think that is there a 10? I think it's only like 7 9s. Of that card.
No, there is. And that's also why I was asking, because there are a lot of parallels between those 2 cards.
Mm-hmm.
The 1957 Unitas, and here, I'll tell you. 8 9s, 6 8.5s, 8 198s. There's a 1 BGS 9, 4 BGS 8.5s, and 20 BGS 8s. So just, I think there's a PSA 10 or PSA. Is there a PSA 10? No.
I don't think there's a 10. Unless there's a recent one. But I mean, I remember looking at this card a while ago to try to buy one, before like everything flew. And I think there were 7 9s. I mean, I don't think there was a 10. I think 9 was like the pinnacle on this card.
Yep. PSA 9, 8 of them. Card ladder value says 156,000. Last sold 90K.
When was that? For PSA 9?
October 26, 2018.
Yeah. All right. So card ladder has it for 152?
That's the card ladder value. It's
guys, if anyone listening to this is one of the 8 people who has a PSA 9 of this and you want to sell it for the card ladder value 152, I will pay 152 for a PSA 9.
Wow.
So you hear that? If any of you guys have the 8, I'll take it.
You have an offer thanks to this show.
I'll take it, put it in a bag. Let's go. I will 100% pay that. No doubt.
Guys, every show that we do, a little bit different vibe. You don't know what's going to come of it. We have some pre-planned kind of topics, ideas, but we go in a million different directions. Hope you enjoyed today's show. Please like, share, subscribe. It means the world to us, and it helps us grow because, we don't charge for this content. The only fee we have is if you think we did a good job, we've added value, maybe some of the plays worked out. Maybe you think a little bit differently because of some of the things Cage or I said. Share it with a friend. That's really it. See us tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern for the dibs. We're going to be opening packs, telling jokes, probably bringing a few community members on the live, maybe if I have that functionality. Giving stuff away. It's just going to be very light, really fun to end the week. Maybe you could be $100, $50, $75 richer, and who knows what will happen. Any final words, Cage, before we wrap it here?
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks, everybody. That's the key, man. Thank you, guys. We're able to bring this Dibs thing because of you guys. Show up. The Dibs money for doing the show. This is what you guys are getting for your rewards. So show up, open some stuff. There'll be some fun giveaways. Sign up for Dibs. This is a 1 month thing for us. This is, we're doing a 1 month engagement with Dibs, just a strategic kind of thing because we thought it would be cool for Tiger holders. We think it's working out for everybody, and come on, join the live tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern time.
I think one of the criteria whenever we partner with anybody is do we like the team? Do we vibe with the team? Because we've said this before. Do we want multiple businesses and multiple companies to win in this space? We don't believe that it's kind of a one size fits all. So for us, it's important to support good businesses and good people. It's actually that simple. And if we could, add a cherry on top and, find ways where we could engage and reward our community too, it's one of those win-win-win, right?
100%.
Love you, Luca Nation. We'll be back tomorrow.
Thanks, everybody.